In this episode, we leave Port Lincoln, make our way through Tumby Bay, all the way to Arno Bay.
Free camp just down the road from Tumby Bay. It's about 15 minutes out of town. It's very easy to get to. The road is just a gravel road. And then you come out here and you can pick a spot anywhere along the cliff. Like I said, it's free and it is absolutely amazing. You're right by the water. And it's a beautiful little bay, so it's super safe swimming, and I'm sure there'd be fishing.
There'd be a few fish here, I reckon. But we heard of a little rivalry yesterday when we were in Tumby Town. We were talking to one of the Eyre Peninsula locals, and he reckons the west coast of the Eyre and the east coast of the Eyre have a little friendly rivalry going on. He was calling this the stagnant water side, so the Gulf side's the stagnant side apparently. So we've never been through this area, but it's proving pretty nice so far, but it's
we
funny.
Like it.
It's funny to hear the local rivalry
I
stories.
know,
eh?
and we're in Port Lincoln. I want to get my eyebrows done, and she's like, "Oh, Whyalla, like
Yeah.
we don't like Whyalla in Port Lincoln." I was like, "Oh, that's classic."
It's just funny how little towns have their rivalries with other towns. But yeah, this episode we're going to show you all the little free camps you can go and stay along the way on the east side of the Eyre Peninsula. And yeah, there's some absolute stunners around there, and we're going to try to keep it as low cost as possible. We've got a few maintenance things to do on Percy the Prado, so we've got a slow leak on the front left we got to sort out that's just been nagging at me. I just keep pumping it back up and forgetting about it, but I need to sort that out. We also have struggled to find a bin in the last sort of 2 weeks, so check out our bin set up at the moment. This Ranger bag is full, as well as this trash bag, so we've got to sort out a bin today as well. So there's a few little maintenance jobs that you have to do on the road,
And empty the toilet.
and empty the toilet, so all the fun jobs. Anyway, let's go into Tumby and grab a coffee.
I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side. I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side. I looked out and I saw the rain.
So we've just come down the road to Tumby Bay Town, and this is the community garden. So we like to check out little towns and what they have to offer. So Tumby Bay is right on the coast. It's got a beautiful foreshore. The guy at the supermarket and news agency is an absolute lovely bloke. He will point you in any direction that you want to go in, and he's been super helpful to us. So we've come down here. Apparently this is one of the best community gardens in Australia, so we thought we'd check it out, and turns out it is. So let's have a bit of a browse through this grocery aisle and see what they got in here.
I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side.
You wouldn't want bloody Peter Rabbit to get in here. He'd have an absolute field day, but it's no wonder. It must be really fertile soil around here. I can feel it
Can you
in my fingers, but
feel it in your bones?
it's such a privilege to see these tomato bushes just absolutely flourishing in this area. Yeah, it's amazing. And there's no suspicious looking tomato bushes in this garden either, so before you guys think that. Anyway, they've got pumpkin, capsicum, carrots. Absolute privilege.
I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side.
I feel like every single time we are craving a good pie, it's always a Sunday and we're always in a small town and it's always shut. So the Tumby Bay Bakery is shut today. We're not going to hold it against you, Tumby Bay, but
No.
we're a little bit disappointed.
Hot tip that Sundays are for pies, so
Yeah.
definitely don't shut your bakeries.
But the local guy at the news agency, not only did he point us in the direction of this community garden, he also told us there's a local guy who bought the takeaway shop and he makes his own pies.
So we'll see what he's like. We'll give you a rate out of 10 once we find this joint,
And we'll see if we can get ourselves a pie.
hopefully he's not selling sauces for 60 cents. What a disgrace that is.
Scared the crap out of me. Found some pies.
So the pie, bit of a quick report. It's alright. It's not a steak pie, it's more like a mince pie.
Mine's yum. I got the pepper beef one. It's so good. I love it.
And we've just brought our own tomato sauce because everyone in Australia sort of tries to sell their tomato sauces these days for 75 cents. It's getting ridiculous. Soon it's going to be like $2 for a sauce. Anyway, we're going to enjoy these pies.
You put pie on your cheek.
Do I? Anyway, can't complain. I reckon I could do this for the rest of my life. Just cruise around little country towns, looking at their gardens and eating pies. So we've just come down to the Silo Art in Tumby Bay. This is meant to be a sort of a representation of two boys jumping off the jetty in town. I reckon they've nailed it.
Apparently it was actually originally a photo and then they've painted the photo onto the silos.
It's insane.
Insane.
They've how many litres of paint?
Oh, I took a photo at 430, I think it was.
That's a lot of paint. That's a lot of Dulux.
Yeah, 438 litres of paint and 28 days to complete it.
Bloody hell, I'd hate to be washing their brushes at the end of every day. But they've even gone to the trouble of painting the silos behind them. So it like almost has like a 3D appearance, which is pretty cool. We haven't seen a Silo Art that's 3D yet.
It literally looks like a photo. Like,
yeah,
it's so detailed. It's
so
amazing.
realistic. Even from his boardies, I think there's some Quicksilver boardies he's wearing.
That's a good advertisement for Quicksilver.
I reckon they are, eh? And they're obviously chucking backies. One of the boys is sort of hucking and tucking, and the other one's sort of laying back. But yeah, what a spot! Definitely come down and check out the Silo Art.
Super impressive stuff here, folks. Amazing. Bit puffed, are ya?
I'm so puffed.
He's just smashed a pie, a big iced coffee, and then tries to do this and gets puffed.
I could go all the way to the top of this bugger, eh?
Alright, no, that's enough. Get down, please.
What, you bastard? Let's go to Lipson Cove.
No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all. Well, why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
Lipson Cove was such a nice campsite. However, we couldn't find a site suitable enough. There was a small campsite that we could have squeezed into. However, instead of being ignorant to our neighbours and blocking their beautiful view and inherently smelling their bodily gases, we decided to move on to the next spot around the corner, Carrow Wells. An equally nice coastal camp, however this one was free. So we've just got to Cowell Wells. I think that's how you say it. These bloody spots around here are pretty hard to say sometimes. But as I said at the start of the day, today is going to be predominantly a jobs day. It is blowing a gale, so going to make the most of it and fix this slow leak on the front left tyre. So I noticed this front leak the other day when I think we were at Smoky Bay, and luckily enough, I wouldn't have picked it up unless it was for the iCheck tyre pressure monitoring system. So this thing, not only does it monitor your tyre pressures and temperatures, it actually alerts you when you've got a slow leak. So it did go below that certain threshold, low pressure threshold, and it did alarm. And then obviously I pumped it back up and it went straight back down, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. So I think I've got a feeling that it isn't leaking from the valve stem, because I put a bit of saliva on it. No bubbles are coming out. So I think it's actually coming from a repaired puncture that I've just put some gummy worms in from the Gibb River Road. So it's lasted pretty much half a lap of Australia, but she's letting out a little bit of air now, and it's not catastrophic, but it's definitely something I need to get onto. So Sam from iCheck, I've done a video on the tyre pressure monitoring system, so if you do buy one of these, you will get a $110 smart gauge. So this is pretty much the black box for your car. I wouldn't leave home without one. Predominantly, they do read all your engine readouts, temperatures, all the stuff that you need to know if you're doing a big trip. It's got a trip gauge in it, but predominantly what I like them for is when you're remote, a lot of these modern cars actually throw codes on your dash. So if you have an issue with anything engine related, pretty much anything with a sensor on it, the car will throw a code, and a lot of the time it'll put you into limp mode. So the purpose of this smart gauge, you can actually read what's wrong with the car. Otherwise, it's just a lot of flashing things on your dash. You'll have no idea what's wrong with it, but the smart gauge, it'll give you a code. You'll be able to know exactly what's wrong with your car, and most importantly, you'll be able to delete that code and hopefully carry on if it's not a catastrophic issue. So these things I wouldn't leave home without. 2 bits of kit that are super valuable is the smart gauge and also the tyre pressure monitoring system. So we do have a code with iCheck, so if you do want to buy one of these, we do have 10% off. You just use the code SKT10, pretty standard, and for the next 4 weeks you will get a free smart gauge. So these are worth $109. So anyway, thought I'd let you guys know about that little discount. We're always trying to find ways to save you money. No pressure at all. Don't buy one if you don't want one, but I'm going to fix this leak.
It's raining Subways.
Now, hopefully it's an easy fix. I'm going to throw another gummy worm in it and hopefully it stops leaking. So let's get onto that. So I'm just at the tyre at the moment, and this is the repair that I got on the Gib done. And as you can see, she's looking a bit worse to wear, but the sure way to check if you've got a slow leak is just get some saliva, and you can put it on the valve stem. That's how I've eliminated, and I know it's not that. So I've just put some saliva up on this puncture here. You can either use your spit or get a spray bottle with some soapy water, and what happens is the air that's leaking out of the tyre will actually blow bubbles in the liquid that you put on it, and you can tell straight away that that's actually where the leak is coming from. So I'll show you guys what I mean. Warning, the next scene may contain moaning, groaning and bodily fluids. See how there's bubbles being blown? See them little bubbles? I know that it's leaking from there, so all I'm going to do is chuck another gummy worm in it. Ream that out a bit and chuck another worm in.
So this morning we've just come down to the beach at Carrow Wells. Very nice, there's absolutely no one around. The colour of the water is like a little bit green, but it's still really nice, and yeah. We've spotted some rocks right down there, so we're going to go head back to the van, grab the rod, some bait, and go for a fish and see if we can catch anything. We've made our way down to this little fishing spot. It's right on the corner of where we were staying. There's absolutely no one around. We actually had to go through a little fence to get here. It did say please shut the gate, so we're assuming
we're
that it's
allowed to get
open
in
to
now.
the public, because like otherwise it would say private property. But yeah, Keelan is trying for a squid. I'm desperately want a squid for dinner, so we'll see how we go, and then hopefully we catch some fish as well. What's that?
So if you take this rod and go down to that flat rod and cast the squid jig out over that reed, you're probably in for a bit of luck. So I'm going to throw a hook on and I'll hit this little hole for King George. I reckon there will be something in this hole, either King George or flatties. So let's start with that. The day's actually turned it on for us. The wind has totally dropped off, well, pretty much, and we're gonna go for a swim in the little bay just here. It looks absolutely stunning, and yeah, what a free camp this one is. Definitely chuck this one on your list. Yeah, free, absolutely free, no money at all.
Back from the beach, we're gonna have some pancakes thanks to just banning it, and Keelan's trying to research how to make abalones or how to shuck them.
Yeah, it's a tricky topic because I'm pretty sure you can't eat the whole thing, but I'd just throw it all in the pan, and good luck if any bacteria or anything you're not meant to eat can last a hot pan. But you got to tenderize them by the looks of it, and you've got to do a specific sort of shuck. So yeah, just googling that. And the plan is to get some oysters as well, and we'll have a big cook up we'll have blue groper, abalone and oysters for dinner, and have just a big seafood basket. It should be absolutely perfect. So
You're gonna make a salad to go on the side of that, or?
nah, no salad, just maybe some chips. So that will be a good dinner, and we'll show you guys that one. It probably won't be tonight, it'll probably be tomorrow night. So
Yeah,
let's
we've
do that.
got tacos tonight.
Yeah, just got the abalone here. I'm gonna try to shuck one for you and show you how I do it, and feel free in the comments to let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. So I've just been getting the knife in hard up on this little bit of muscle here, just like that, and then I just get a spoon and I just like just like that. Let me know if that's how you do it, and then obviously I'll just trim off the sides here. But yeah, we're gonna have this tomorrow night, so pretty sure I'm doing it right. And then what you got to do is you got to get a big rock. You get a clean rag, you just chuck the abalone inside the rag like that, and then you get a rock or something hard. It'd be good if I actually had a hard table, but you just lay it there like that and just get a bit of 4x2. And this is called stopping the rigor mortis. So these things toughen up if you don't whack them and tenderize them. So apparently you just give it one big schmack wallop and then it tenderizes the meat. So and that feels a lot softer already. And that's it, that's how you do it. So that one looks like it's got chili mayonnaise on it.
Ew, yuck. This is so agricultural.
You just got to do what you got to do with the things you got. So should taste really nice, I reckon.
We'll see.
But I got to clean them up.
I wonder if you're cooking better than Danny.
Probably. But you can tell straight away, like, the ones that have been like obviously smacked over the head, like you can feel the top of them right there. They feel really hard. It's almost like a bone. And then once you give them a whack, smack wallop, just like that, it just releases it. So that apparently they like tense up when they're under distress. So that feels totally different now. But yeah, it didn't take long at all. Probably took me, I don't know.
It's only been like half an hour, I reckon.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has. It hasn't been that long.
What? Since I started?
Yeah.
Half an hour. I was going to say 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll throw that rag out. But
Yuck.
there we go. Scallops are, not scallops, abalone are all ready to eat. But like I said, we're going to have them tomorrow night.
So today we have done bugger all, and I'm going to show you why. It's been so windy, the van is actually like quite literally shaking. It's insane. What do you think?
It's just like rocking side to side.
Oh.
It's so windy.
Yeah, it's insane. So, but that's not going to stop the show, right? Tonight we've got a super special dinner planned. Bit of local produce, a lot of local produce actually.
All
So
local produce.
apart from the spinach, we don't know where that's come from, but we know where these abalone came from. We actually grabbed them off the rocks yesterday. We've got some Coffin Bay oysters as well, so they're from just down the road. And we're planning on doing Kilpatrick with those. Bit of salt and pepper in with some flour on these abalone. We're gonna fry them nice and hot and get them on the pan. We're gonna have some chips on the side, and Sarah's gonna make a salad. So I don't know what she's gonna make.
I'll just make garden salad.
Yeah, she's the sous chef tonight. Really, I'm quite qualified and she's not. So I'm actually gonna be taking over tonight, guys.
It's interesting how you take over, but I still have to contribute to dinner.
Yeah,
Whereas when I cook dinner,
that's why you're a sous chef. You're a sous chef.
Yeah, so where is the sous chef when I'm the main
Anyway,
chef?
last time I took over the reins, the fire alarm went off when I tried to cook that squid up.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm hoping to redeem myself hard. So anyway, we're gonna start preparing this. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do with this, and then yeah, hopefully it turns out alright. Oi, did you see that? Are you alright, sous chef? Like I said, abalone shucked, cleaned. Just chuck some flour and some Tanco salt and pepper mix in there. Apparently that's the best way to have these, with just a bit of flour and some salt and pepper. So shut that lid nice and tight, and then just give her a bloody shake and bake. Bit of these ones. And then surely they'll be coated by now. Look at that. Nicely crumbed. I've probably gone overkill on the seasoning. All I'm going to do now is wait until everything else is ready to get plated up, and then I'm going to go fry them outside on the pan, because last time I fried squid in here it splattered everywhere, and yeah, it wasn't very good at all. So I'm going to take these outside and cook them up there.
So we're doing our oyster Kilpatrick a little bit different this time. We've added some tomato, so we'll see how that tastes, and then we've got some leftover chippies from lunch today, so it's going to be a feast.
Now I just got the oysters Kilpatrick and the chippies in the grill there, and we're fighting against the wind here, so it is wrapping around the van and sort of blowing the grill out. So I'm gonna have a bit of a shit fight on my hand trying to get this pan hot enough to cook the abalone, as well as getting the grill hot enough to cook all that stuff. But I reckon we'll get there. It's so bloody windy. The muck mat was here a few minutes ago and now it's blown over here. It's absolutely insane. We're going to show you guys how this goes. I'm going to get these abalone straight in the pan. I won't cook them for very long, because I think that they're like most seafood. You don't have to cook it for that long. You can actually eat abalone as sashimi. Anyway, I'm going to have a crack. I'm going to get it in the pan, and we'll see how it turns out. morning, legends. Good morning, legends. So today we have woken up. It is winter again.
That's so cold.
So it's gone back to being winter. It's raining, and it's also, I don't know what I'm doing with my hat right now. It's raining and it's windy, and but we're still on the road. It's still a better day than being at work for us. So we've just come down to a little coastal town called Port Neale. This one is one that's not really on the radar, but you can just tell the community spirit here. It's absolutely up and about. We just went and got coffees from the general store down there in town, and the ladies in there are lovely, and you guys should definitely put this one on your list. It's such a clean, beautiful little town.
And I left a book at the free library across from the general store there.
Yeah.
So if it's still there by now, it's the Tattooist of Auschwitz.
So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. We've had such a good time on this episode, just cruising around the eastern side of the Eyre Peninsula. If you guys did enjoy this episode, don't be shy and hit that subscribe button, and also give this video a like. Thanks heaps for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.